What's going on, my friends? Welcome to another Subie Shaves video with me on a beautiful morning. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, let me see some Subie smiles, and all I've got to say is squad goals. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be here and to watch our shave and to join us for the shave. Hopefully wherever you're watching, you're drinking something delicious and you're sitting in a comfy chair. Will it on in and welcome. Today I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about stuff I just got sent by Andy over at the Wetshaving Store. We are going to be using Eastwood. Take a look at this. Massive shout out and thanks to Andy for sending this out for review and for letting us do this for them, right? They let us put our name next to theirs and I really appreciate them. This is being made as a collaborative effort and I want to call that out. It's being produced by HC&C, right? This is Hendrix Classic & Co., but also with Jerry Plessy's Shave Dad, right? Collaborative effort between the three of them and only being offered at the Wetshaving Store. It's a beautiful, like holographic-esque. It almost looks like metal on the label. I just love that. It's not matte, but it's not satin, it's not mirror, it's not glossy. It is just beautiful the way that that reflects light. I love this. And again, we're gonna talk about the scent notes and we'll talk about how it performs today, but I'm really excited to have the opportunity to share this and showcase this on our channel. Thank you again to Andy for making this happen. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Today, we're also going to be using the Mossei Mono, and there's a reason why. I keep getting asked, I've been asked like 6 times now, if we've used the plastic base plate. Is it ceramic? How does it work? Does it load as easily as the metal plate? How does it compare to the metal plate? Honestly, I've had like so many questions. I figured why not do one more shave for SC Timber with the Mossei Mono that Andy over at the Wetshaving Store also sent us, right? Might as well get it in there. Again, like I really enjoyed the metal base plate, but I've only ever used this plastic one time on the face. So us doing the dome shave together is gonna be a first time for me as well. And I'm really excited to do it together with you today on channel. It should be a lot of fun. Should be a really good shave based on how it did last time and how it did today on my face. Let's talk about lather. Let's actually get in here and see how it did. The lather today was made by my Mountain Hare shaving brush by Jeremy, and it has a 45 long coal in there that he turned in the handle. I love this. I think that was the perfect handle to use for today's shave, right? The cowboy shave with this. I think it's pretty cool. I really like this. And we're using this, this is the Yachi collapsible full silicone travel bowl that I cannot put down. I love these and they work really well for lathering, like really good lather even if you're not traveling. I love the way that this turned out today. Again, that Hendrix base, man, take a look at this. You can see mine definitely developed a lot of sheen, developed a lot of body, and it is ready for a shave. We'll throw a little extra on here just to showcase how good it paints. Oh man, that is nice. And I cannot wait to knock it down with you today. Let's talk about the actual scent notes behind Eastwood. I love this. Absolutely fantastic scent. And the presence behind the scent, I'd put probably at like a 5 or 6 out of 10. For me, it's not super strong, but it does smell rich and it smells deep while being simple. This is a scent that did not smell like the label to me, right? When I saw this label, the first thing that went through my head is it's gonna smell like hay. It's gonna smell like, you know, rolling tumbleweeds. It's gonna have like a coffee note in there and a leather note. It's gonna have like those quintessential, what I would say quintessential cowboy notes. Does not, right? What I get out of this is a floral presence at first, intermixed with a honey note, which is really nice and sweet. And then that is kind of balanced overall with like a harmonious honey note. For me, I just get this really beautiful mixture of like the honey and the rose intermixed kind of with this other presence of like maybe the tobacco flowers playing in as a floral note. I do not get like what you would say, you know, a typical cowboy would smell like. And then there's this Mandarin presence that kind of just lifts the entire thing up. I like this. Again, like a 5 out of 6 on the actual scent presence. And you can see it's a harder soap, actually. I was surprised. It was a harder soap. I didn't actually use my finger. I used the brand new shovel that Andy sent me, right? The little scooper. I think that's really cool. It's like this beautiful stainless steel, and it's got like their logo like lasered on. really nice. I looked on the website to try to find this, couldn't find it. So thank you again to Andy for sending that. Yeah, it's interesting, this scent for me. I had my wife like read the scent notes, and I said, what do you think? How does that relate to you as far as like a cowboy goes? She goes, that's like a New York cowboy. That's a fancy cowboy. And I said to myself, that's how it smells. It's rich and it smells kind of fancy, right? That rose intermixing. I just have it open right here with the tobacco flower. It makes this nice like contrast. And then the honey kind of makes it sweet. And then there's a Mandarin presence. It's very harmonious and well balanced. It plays well together. And I enjoy that. Again, this is Eastwood by Wetshaving Store. Andy, Jerry over at the Shave Dad, and Hendrix Classic & Co. as a collaborative effort. Really excited. Let's see how it does today on 2 days of growth. It's going to be awesome. Let's start some shaving. I'm super excited. Now, the questions I got with the Mossei Mono are, how does it load when you just slide your key in? For me, what I like to do is I kind of screw the razor just slightly, just ever slightly. I just unscrew it barely and let that base plate kind of move forward as I'm sliding the blade in. This is a razor, for me at least, that shaves very different with the plastic base plate than the actual metal base plate. How it wants to ride for me is very shallow with this base plate. The metal base plate's not that way. I was able to ride a lot steeper. This one, you can see there's a lot more gap. You see how much more space is in between the blade and this actual scallop bar? The space is what you kind of have to try to get around, in my opinion. See how like right there, I just got kind of like a weird, like there's just lines. For me, what you have to do is kind of adjust that so that it's way, way, way more shallow. Very similar to the Schick razors, right? And this is kind of designed similarly to the way the Schicks were designed. The way it holds the blade, everything about it, very similar in design and conceptualization. Now, again, I will call it out. It is a design that has predominantly been held in the market by the Supply brand. It's cool to see another company take a swing at it. It is interesting that they ended up with a kind of a product that's so similar. But boy, with the actual plastic plate, it shaves very nicely. The blade loading process is not as easy. And I'm going to be straight up honest with the plastic base plate. What I end up finding is the metal base plate coating provides a little bit more glide for the blade to go into place. So you'll see me, I load it today and then I kind of tap it into place. And that's just something I've had to do with this base plate. The other time I used it, and I've only used it twice, right? This is the second time. I can say this, it does shave very closely, and I'm not putting any pressure down. It is just under 100 grams, and you can see a couple of my bristles coming out because I use that boar brush, and the boar brush I'm using in there is not the best, but it's very, very, very used, and I like the look of it, right? I like the contrast for like the American handle with the boar brush. I don't know, I like it. So you can see some bristles coming off, but boy, take a look here. Wow. It's efficient enough to go through 2 days without any problems. And I'm telling you this, I am not doing a ton of pressing at all. And it is just gliding effortlessly. Very comfortable. Really enjoy this razor. I like the way it fits in my hand. I was a person that used the Supply razor, the original one, a couple times actually. I had somebody send me one, so I got a chance to play around with it for quite a while. I did some hacking with it, I did some playing around with it, and in the end what I found is that I didn't like the way it felt in the hand. It was an ergonomic situation where I was like, it's just not comfortable in the hand. I like the Mossei Mono in the hand. Now, it is because 316 stainless is not cheap, right? They do ask a pretty penny for the razor, and I want to call that out because you can get injector razors for a lot less money if you're looking at the historical ones. Now, you don't get the same ease of cleaning and access to the blade typically is this razor, right? It's very easy to uninstall this razor, clean the razor, pull the blade out and dry it off, which I prefer. I like razors where I can actually access the blade, and the old injector razors, you cannot. Now, take a look at this scallop bar. Now, I like the scallop bar. It's not something that has been offered historically with injector razors very often, and I love that they've added this. It's a nice bonus item. That's the way I saw it. It's kind of a bonus. No, I don't think it is in its final state in the plastic format, right? Personally, I don't think this is the end-all be-all for that base plate as far as the way it, should be made and sent out in the end, right, as a final product. But as far as like a trial thing, yeah, I think that's really nice. I can see the conception behind it, and I think it does have merit. Look at this shave. Look at it just go. It just is so nice and smooth on the against the grain right here, and so nice because the head's so small. I can get right up against my ear. You see that? I like that. That is so nice. Oh, good razor. I like that. I actually really like this one. Maybe not for everybody, especially with the injector blades. And I want to call that out. Injector blades are thicker. wow, they are thicker and they feel a little bit different than like a DE razor. And because of that, right, some people will pick up an injector and say, oh, this isn't for me. I don't like the way this feels. This razor is surprisingly good at taming the injector blades and making them feel very accommodating. I like that a lot. Now, I do think that the two plates shave differently. The angle is different on the plastic versus the metal one, at least for me. I'm able to get the blade closer to the skin utilizing the metal plate because I'm able to go at a steeper angle and just kind of manipulate it from there. Whereas this plastic base plate, I'm kind of angling in and then holding it there. So it's a little bit more fiddly, but as far as getting the shave and getting it close, I can tell you this, on the face, it felt extraordinarily close. I didn't have any irritation whatsoever, and that's with an injector razor blade, right? Sometimes injectors will bite me, and this one does not. Every shave I've had with this razor has been very smooth. I'll give it to them. The other razors that are in the modern era for injector razors are limited, and I love seeing some other ones come out as options for other people, right, that fit other preferences. I've said it a million times. Buy what you love, use what you love. I think this is cool. I like the way it's shaped, and I think it feels really good in the hand. The actual shave, effortless. Effortless. You saw. Effortless, BBS, absolutely no nicks or irritation. Let's get some splash on here. Oh, it was awesome. Thank you again for joining me for this. I know it's a little bit faster, but the razor was efficient. I don't know what you guys want from me. I cannot just sit there and buff over and over and over again. There's nothing left on my head to shave. Oh, I love when you get a shave like that though. It just takes no effort. We're going extra with the splash today. Oh, that's good. This is super unique. I would not say this smells like your, back west cowboy. I don't think so, but I love the way it smells. It's complex and simple at the same time. And it smells kind of like ritzy. It does smell like Hollywood or like New York, right? Fancy cowboy. I like that, like a movie star cowboy. That's really cool. Very good shave and a great smell to go with it. Huge thanks again to Andy over at the Wetshaving Store for thinking of us, considering us, and allowing us to do the review on Eastwood. I really enjoy this one. It's simple, sure. There's not as many scent notes to it, absolutely. But I don't mind that, right? Especially when they're done right. Absolutely fantastic shave. And again, we did that with the Mossei Mono and the plastic base plate. Again, this is their tester base plate, but I hope that was interesting and at least informative. And it shows you how it works, how it loads, and how it shaves. Thank you again for being here. I cannot thank you guys enough. I really do appreciate the community support, the love, and the enthusiasm you share here daily. If you haven't, please go below, smash that sub button. I'd love to talk to y'all. And until I do, suits out.